Okay, so let's get it, y'all. Y'all saw the thumbnail. So we're talking about Angelina Lukas and Alycia Baumgardner. What exactly are we talking about? So I've been watching videos of Angelina Lukas, right? And you know when you type a search in, you start to see videos that you normally don't see. So I'm seeing different videos of different YouTubers, right? Now, it's funny because all of these people are white people. None of them are black. And I saw a bunch of them. So what I did was I went on TikTok, I went on Instagram, and I wanted to see what was going on. Like what's going on with this fighter? How are people viewing this fighter? Like what's being said about this fighter, right? And lo and behold, I saw a slew of videos. All of the people talking about her, they're white people. Now, she's not white American. She's from Taraz, Pakistan, right? But she has the right complexion. You guys know where I'm getting at, right? Follow me. So I'm watching and listening. You know the thing that I've been saying about Baumgardner? Like, she's a good fighter, but the attacks, the verbal attacks on Clarissa is not going to do her any good. You see, she just have a bunch of people that look at her like a token. She don't really understand that. I can tell she don't understand it. I can see she don't get it. They could not stand her when she got that win over Michaela Mayer. People was coming in my comment sections to my video. Oh man, she only won 2 rounds. People, or actually, black privilege only exists in the minds of racist people. Because they were talking about this black privilege. Oh, black privilege, motherfucker, really? You see, the same night that she got a win over Michaela Mayer, and I gave her 2 rounds that I felt like she won 2 rounds more, and they were still close rounds, but I could see where Michaela was trying to step up and she was missing a lot of shots. So you don't get points for being aggressive. You get points for landing punches. And when I was watching, this fight, no, neither woman was dominant. The difference between Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall was, well, Clarissa actually dog walked her. It was a complete whitewash. There was not even close. Okay? And even the 2 rounds that they gave Savannah, I don't think she won those rounds. It was a situation of, well, these were her best rounds. Let's just give them to her. And she'll win the round. So bottom line is she got her ass kicked. So no matter, they hated it. They hated the fact that this black woman went over there and beat, Savannah in her own country, right? Well, racist white Americans, they will cheer for anybody that has white skin over a black fighter that's from America. I mean, so at the end of the day, um, for a Baumgardner, people were pissed at her. They hated her guts. These people all of a sudden, oh, they're cheering for Baumgardner. No, they're not cheering for Baumgardner. They use her in the sense of saying, hey, she's black and even she can't stand Clarissa either. So people say we're racist because we don't like Clarissa. You are racist. We see the comments, and even the fact, like Savannah constantly bringing up her big ass and all. What you keep worrying about the size of Clarissa's ass for? It's like what? Because you got a little flat square one. You mad you don't have no meat, any meat on yours? Pretending that they're okay. I mean, Clarissa would show up, support women's boxing. She do all these different things, and basically, where all these other female fighters that claim they love women's boxing so much and all of this, it's more of a thing of, okay, we deserve more money. We want more money. We want the same treatment that the men get, and we don't really care, right? We don't really care about how you feel. Because, I mean, really, the whole thing about this women's movement thing, it's like, look, you're here, so you got this clown, Jake Paul. Okay, he provides a platform where women are getting paid more. Okay, cool. But check this out. Regardless, these women are not showing up to support events. You just showing up because you want to fight the person that's in the ring and you want to walk in the ring and have a face off is not the same as you just supporting the event itself. So, when I watch the stand that she take, when I watch what she does in the ring, all the accomplishments, they still don't want to give her the credit that she earned. Fuck deserve, she earned. So they still want to try to pretend Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, they're the ones. No, let me tell you something, and this is facts, because people don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say what people are too much of a bitch to say. If you take Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano off each other's resume, all you have is accomplishments, but against who? Because there's no stacked divisions in women's boxing. So they got their name off of fighting each other. Okay, and then when you have your countrymen that support you, well, the support looks good on camera. The support basically looks good when people are constantly talking about how great you are. This is what they go by. But when you sit up and say, "Oh, Clarissa ain't got nobody at heavyweight," oh, they always try to find a way to try to take credit away from her. We know damn well the same way if Serena Williams was a white male, okay, if she was white, period, but especially a white male. Oh, way before she retired, she'd have been called the greatest tennis player of all time. We know that. They hated her. They hated both Williams sisters, especially Serena, because Serena was more successful than even Venus. They hated these two black women. And now, all of a sudden, these same people that were sitting here talking about, oh, Baumgardner's overrated. She lost that fight. She knows she lost it. You could even tell at the end of the fight how she was staring there. And I'm just like, wow. So now all of a sudden, let me take a shot at another black woman. Let me just out of nowhere just start talking trash. Man, this was by design. You see, like the same nonsense Keyshawn was doing. This is what this was. Let me just talk my shit. Let me clout chase to get my name out there with her. And this is what I think about it. She never disrespected Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano. And pretty much she has a personal dislike for Michaela Mayer. So their words or whatever, that has nothing to, even in that, think about it. She don't bring up Michaela Mayer's name. And when people bring Michaela's name up, it's like she answered the question and wanted to get away from it. But when it comes to Clarissa, no, she wants to keep talking, right? Well, this chick, Angelina Lukas, she's one, and they made this clear. Oh, well, let me tell you what was being said, first of all. What they're saying is, oh, well, if you look at people talking about the face of boxing, they're saying, well, Angelina Lukas, if you look at her, now mind you, these are white Americans and Europeans. She's a six-time champion. I think 6 or 7. Yeah. Well, so she has more championship wins, more accomplishments than who? Baumgardner. They know they can't compare her shit to Clarissa, who 18, 19 times, whatever. They know they can't compare that, right? So they're like, yeah, they're not comparing her to Katie Taylor. They're not comparing her to Amanda Serrano. They know that Serrano was on the tail end of her career. They know that Katie Taylor's on the tail end of her career. We're going to need somebody else with white skin to replace them when they're gone. We can't say it's this black woman named Alycia Baumgardner. We know it's truly Clarissa, and it's been Clarissa forever, but we can't. We just can't do that. So already they're looking for a replacement for that thought of Baumgardner being the so-called face of women's boxing, right? Well, they're talking about this woman, Angelina Lukas, and let me explain something to you guys. She's not a super popular person, but they're looking for someone that they can say, you know what, I feel more comfortable glazing this woman because she's not black. I just like the fact of saying she's better than Shields, or she could probably beat Shields in a fight, or whatever other, delusional shit that they come up with. But this is what they're saying. So they're already saying she's more accomplished. Now, I think her record, I put it up there. She has 19 total fights. I think she's 16-2. She's 16-2. And I think Baumgardner's 18-1 with one no contest, 7 knockouts or something like that. And this chick has, I think, 9 knockouts or whatever. But either way, so she's 29 years old. Baumgardner's 32 years old, okay? So they're 3 years apart, and pretty much in terms of experience in the ring around the same. And basically, what gets me is like what got my attention was how they just out of nowhere, they're not even in the same weight class. And they also made it known she has won multiple titles in bantamweight and flyweight. So she's done it in more divisions, right? She did, with the 6 or 7 wins, title wins, right? But this is what I'm saying: how out of nowhere they just start comparing her to Baumgardner. And I told you guys this was going to happen. All this woman has to do is keep winning, right? Both of them can still keep winning. And she can keep fighting the competition that she's fighting like we don't know these people. Now, you don't necessarily have to know a person for them to be good. But we know that the eye test, come on, we know better. And you see these opponents and you go, as long as they're doing the same things, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because what people are going to look at is this. They're going to go, damn, man, Baumgardner ain't fighting nobody. Because this is what they're saying right now. And they're going to look at this chick, Angelina, and say, yeah, but look at her. At least she's winning titles, right? She's doing this and she's fighting. She's not just calling people names and not fighting them. These are the things that they're saying. It's going to be more people, a lot more people saying the same things going forward. And why are they going to do that? Because they are not going to want to put a black woman in the number 1 spot when already it's a black woman in the number 1 spot. And this is why I said, even for Baumgardner, nobody's saying she got to look at Clarissa or anybody as being better than her. She ain't got to look at anybody. But what I'm saying is, when you take non-black fighters, you take non-black boxing fans, they always want to put a Mount Rushmore of people that are non-black, regardless of where they're from, non-black, and their little Mount Rushmore. I don't give a damn about a Mount Rushmore. I don't have one. But black folks are so quick to just, like, I keep hearing these content creators. It's 3 particular black females. I'm so not interested in their videos. People in general. But these 3 black women, every chance they get, oh my God, Clarissa Shields, let me tell you something, that bitch, blah, 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 Clarissa Shields. It's like, what are y'all? Y'all just, what are y'all, like self-hating black women? Because y'all just find any and everything to complain about Clarissa Shields. They have nothing good to say about her, but they suck the asshole of Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Tongue deep up in that motherfucker. In and out. Remnant, licking all her egg, up and down the crack, everything. Oh yeah. All over those cheeks and all. Oh yeah. This is who they are. This is what they are. And to me, it's crap. And it's just like, damn, you bunch of self-hating black motherfuckers, and y'all sit up here talking about how hard black women got it, and black women, we the queens of the earth, and we this and that. But let's just find somebody black to hate on. And you know what these black people do? They want to play the victims, right? See, they want to express what they go through as black people to get the sympathy, to get people to go, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I can relate to that. But they don't really give a shit. They're not stepping up to do anything. They're not ready to go to war for anything. But they also know if I down my black people, that's going to get people of other ethnicities to go, yeah, see? And they keep saying we're prejudiced, we're racist, and even black people are saying the same thing that we're saying. Once again, y'all will find the most scumbag black person to support, but the ones that's really out there just holding it down, doing their thing, nah, let's hate on them. Now, this chick, Angelina Lukas, I seen her fight, and I know she hold her own. I'm not here. My position is not here to tear her down. Okay, and I'm not here to tear down Alycia. My point is, these people are already looking for a replacement for Alycia. And they're trying to find it in someone that looks promising. So right now, it's Angelina Lukas. See, there's so many different people that you can look at and say, like, for example, Sky Nicholson, right? Now, look at how many people was talking trash about Sky Nicholson. She ain't ready for no Amanda Serrano. Every single person that's ever talked shit about Sky Nicholson that I've seen in my comment section or anybody else's. Last name was Rodriguez, Hernandez. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, go figure, right? Yeah, it's always, yeah, burying toast, shit like that. Oh, Sky Nicholson this, Sky Nicholson now. If Sky Nicholson was able, let's say if she, which I don't think, uh, you know, Amanda doesn't want to fight Sky Nicholson. She, I don't care what the fuck the fans say. She don't want to fight Sky Nicholson. The black woman that beat Sky Nicholson, Amanda don't want to fight her. All of a sudden now they're best friends. But at the end of the day, if that fight was to happen, they make all kind of excuses as to why Sky Nicholson won. But you want to know what they do? When it comes to comparing her to Baumgardner, they won't even look at Baumgardner like, I want to see her beat Sky Nicholson because Sky Nicholson beat Amanda Serrano. They look at it like, nah, let's just go with Sky. Why? Because she got the right complexion. Plain and simple. And they would try to find at least 2, 3, 4, 5 more people. So, oh, well, you could put Baumgardner in the top 10, but not really the top 5, or you can put her in the top 5, but she's definitely not number 1. This is what they're doing already. Sometimes I wonder if these people, these black fighters, these black so-called fans, do they ever, like, are you guys slow? Do you have some type of mental, like something wrong with you mentally that you don't see these same things? Because I'm sitting there going, damn, just look, I'm listening to these guys. They are going on and on about this woman, and they can't name one opponent she had that they knew. It's the same thing with Inoue. Inoue is a good fighter, but outside of what's the dude, Nito Donaire and Stephen Fulton, who are these people that he fight? He gets dropped, get up and win. Gets dropped again, get up and win, right? And all you hear is 2 great fighters. Oh, this was a fantastic fighter. This guy's a wonderful boxer. Who is he? Well, I don't know, but you don't just drop a new way if you're not good. So he has to. Okay, so you don't know anything about this guy or his resume. And then you watch the guy fight and you're going, how the hell did this guy even drop a new way? This guy's trash. Who is this guy? This is what people are doing. But then it's like, well, no, he's not trash. You got to understand. This guy, just because you don't know him. Yeah, and I agree. Just because you don't know somebody doesn't mean that they're not good. But you're the same people that turn around and you'll blame a black fighter saying that they're not fighting anybody. Oh, these guys they're fighting, we don't even know. But when it comes to Inoue, somehow Inoue can fight Pee Wee Herman. And somehow, no, y'all sleeping. Pee Wee got skills. You guys will make excuses for who you want to make excuses for. And again, not taking nothing from Inoue as a fighter, but Inoue is fighting people who, when you are in a weight class that just doesn't have a lot of good fighters. Now, you can stay there. Nobody's saying you have to go up. But when you start claiming pound for pound fighter and you're not beating pound for pound fighters, that makes zero sense. This is why people go up in weight. They go to where the competition is. Now, for Inoue, he's playing it safe, staying where he is. Because like he said, out of his own mouth, he said he has no reason to go up in weight. He said he's seen what happened to other people when they go up. And it doesn't end well for them, so he's fine where he is. Now, this is around the time when Andre Ward, Sean Porter, people were saying that for Inoue, if he wants to be great, he's going to have to move up and fight some real competition. Everybody knows damn well that these guys Inoue is fighting is not that good. Let's just be real. Everybody knows that shit. Now, we know the guy can fight, but at the same time, people have a way of always trying to make a person better than what they actually are. We know this, factually. When when Mickey Ward and Ochoa Gotti fought, they had 3 of the bloodiest bloodbath fights you ever going to see. But I kept hearing people, the Jim Lampley's of the world, the Max Kellermans of the world, they constantly kept bringing up those fights, talking about the type of beast that they are. They're throwback fighters. And I'm like, you make it sound like these dudes are unbeatable. You make it sound like these dudes can get in the ring and they can fucking like just beat anybody. They're really not who y'all think they are. So all of a sudden, guess who decides to fight Floyd Mayweather? Arturo Gatti. And I can remember people talking about Arturo Gatti gonna be too strong for Floyd. Yo, Floyd ain't gonna be able to keep him off of him. Yo, that dude is a warrior. Black people and everybody. And I'm just sitting here looking at these motherfuckers like, wow. Now, I'm not telling you if you felt that you should lie. But what I am saying is, what the fuck do you think you know about boxing? If you watched Arturo Gatti fight and thought that he was just that guy, I don't give a fuck if they call him Arturo Thunder Gatti. So what? Floyd told him, you a C-level fighter and I'm going to expose you. I got so sick of hearing about Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward for the simple fact that neither one of them is what people say. In fact, I can remember when Mickey Ward got beat by Zab Judah. And this was back when Zab, like early in Zab's career, and he beat Mickey Ward. So I know factually, when it comes to these one-dimensional, just stand there and get punched in the face type of fighters, when they get in there with somebody that can actually box, they only have a puncher's chance. That's all they have. And the only thing other than that they may have is if they're like a high stamina fighter and say that boxer might, if he gets tired and has to hold on a lot because he's just gassed and, the pressure gets to them and, that could be the case as well. But, it's like they take these guys and they try to make them out to be something that they're not. I mean, look. When it came to Deontay Wilder, I said Deontay is not good, man. Deontay is average as fuck. He's not Deontay. He's been protected, and we know this. But Deontay was the only black American fighter out there that had a little buzz for himself. Michael Hunter don't fight enough. People didn't believe in him. They didn't get behind Michael Hunter. Jarrell Miller talks too much shit, and they don't back it up. A resume full of nobodies, and basically. So they got behind Wilder. And because Wilder was getting all these knockouts against these meatballs, people was just making a big deal. And I wasn't knocking Wilder because he had a lack of skill. My thing with Wilder was the type of shit he talked, and he's a delusional ass fans. And I'm like, are y'all watching the same guy I'm watching? So when Michael Moore, when Ray Mercer, when all these legends say, hey man, he need to work on skills. He need to learn how to box. Oh, they're all hating. Okay, right. So everybody's just hating on Wilder. And then when Wilder gets exposed, I told you. I remember one time, I think this was after the second Fury fight. In Dante's Boxing Nation, I said, I don't know if he tried to get an interview with Wilder and Wilder turned him down or ignored him, whatever. So I don't know what happened. Or if he bet money and lost money. I don't know. But to me, I took it like something must have happened because Deontay was like, just because you want a person to win don't mean that they're going to, and I remember him mentioning like Deontay, that lazy ass jab and no footwork. I remember he got pissed off, and I'm like, yeah, now you're admitting that Deontay ain't shit. This is my whole thing. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat shit. So I'm not telling you because a fighter is black, I'm gonna pretend and act like he's better than what he is or she is. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you have the fighters that are in there backing it up, why do you hate on them? Why do you want to see them lose so bad? Goddamn, and it's your own people. But we will take the bummest of fighters, and let's hype him up. Oh, it's already hype behind him. Okay, I'll probably get more followers, subscribers, and likes if I go along with hyping this guy up as opposed to being honest about how trash he is. Well, check this out. Remember, the boxing channel, what was that? I forgot what he called himself. The boxing, whatever his channel was called. But I remember the Chris Colbert interview. When Chris Colbert was like, nah, Deontay's not beating Tyson Fury. Remember that? The Boxing Voice, I think it is. The Boxing Voice. And remember, Wilder got the video flagged, and that dude went crazy on Wilder the next day or day after, how it was 2 days later or whatever. He was fucking no footwork, lazy ass job, lying for this dude all this time, hyping him up. Deontay is complete trash. This is how I make my money, and you know this, you gonna get my video flagged. And all this time, I'm literally lying for you. You can't box for shit. You are trash. You got nothing but a right hand, and you don't even know how to throw the right hand. He was going, So you see, it takes something to happen for people to be honest. See, I'm nobody's fan. I'm too much man. So I don't sit up here glazing anybody. So I have no problem with being honest about anything. So I'm telling you, when I'm watching these fighters and y'all sit up here, like all of y'all that was making excuses for Keyshawn should feel stupid. And this is why I attached the receipt to my last video. Because you guys sit up here and make excuses, lie for them, glaze the hell out of them. And y'all sit up here and make all these excuses just for him to turn around and admit that he just say what he said to talk shit because you got to sound like that. You know, no, you don't have to sound like that. When you sound like that, you have to back it the fuck up. That's what has to happen. And this is why I use the Muhammad Ali reference so often. When it came to him fighting Floyd Patterson and Sonny Liston. When he was asked, did he think he was ready? He flat out said, not right now. About another year or two, then I think I should be ready for both of them. And he went in and he beat both of them. Now, win, lose, or draw, the point is he went there and fought. He didn't just talk trash. Imagine if he was talking all that trash and then Sonny Liston goes, hey, you know what? You got a big mouth. Let's fight. And he goes, well, you know what, man? I don't really mean it. I just feel like you got to sound like that and make noise just to get the attention. But I don't really want to fight you. Not now anyway. Because that's pretty much what Keyshawn said. I was 7 fights in. I was talking shit to Devin Haney, knowing damn well I wasn't ready. And Andre Ward asked him, so you don't really believe it? Nah. No, you got to sound like that. And that's him trying to save face with the fans that have said, yo, what you doing, bro? You jumping out of the truck hollering Debo, and all this, and we feeling you, we thinking you funny and all that, like you really want the smoke, but all of a sudden now you... And the fact that y'all even think that means he wants smoke because of goofy stuff like that shows y'all just a bunch of little children. Y'all don't understand. You ever see this in the street? You got that one dude trying to intimidate everybody, and he talking shit, and one guy like, bro, calm down. It ain't that serious, man. Fuck that nigga. You don't know me, nigga. Fucking dude, you don't know me, dude. I'll fucking kill you, dude. Right? You ever see that? Take this shirt off and all that, punching street signs, all that. And the dude finally like, listen, you know what? Fuck it. I tried to walk away, but you want to keep talking shit. So let's rumble. You don't know me. Yeah, fuck the talk. Let's just rumble. And what either happens? The guy just talks more, keep talking, won't throw a punch. But you the one kept saying you want to fight. And kept saying you would beat my ass and you would do this and that. Now I'm ready to fight. Now you just want to argue. Now either one or two things happen. Either that person realize they don't want to fight, like, man, this dude just talking, and walk away, or they beat that ass, let them know, you ain't want no smoke. You not tough, and I'm showing you that, right? Because the truth of the matter is, that so-called tough guy only wanted to fight if that dude was scared and intimidated and wasn't going to fight back. He didn't want a challenge. He wanted to fight a coward. And basically, that's what you find out, that these bullies are nothing but cowards. And that lets you know that when they have certain fights, they only have confidence because that fighter that they're fighting, they don't really see the threat in them. But the fighters that they do see the threat in, all right, let me talk my shit, but I don't really want to fight this person. And now, basically, everything that I've said in regards to Alycia Baumgardner and how she don't understand what she's doing. She know what she's doing. She don't understand what she's doing to herself. She can't hurt Clarissa. If Clarissa went in and lost her very next fight, Alycia could ha and laugh, but what does that do for her? And especially when you sit here, Alycia has fought 3 back-to-back straight low-level fighters, one-dimensional fighters. One came there with a bad leg. I mean, actually 4. But when you look at it, what I'm saying is nobody's talking about Alycia Baumgardner fights. So when they talk about, like, somebody got a video, I didn't watch the video, and it said the queen that hits like a king or something like that. It's like a man or whatever. And I'm like, they can hype all these videos up, the face of boxing, the face of boxing. People don't want to see black folks as the face of boxing. I mean, let's just be real. They gave Terrence Crawford his props. He earned his props as pound for pound best fighter when he was active. They never called him the face of boxing. Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo as well. They never called him the face of boxing, and he has pale skin, but it's like, no, we still like Canelo. When Tank Davis peaked, they never called him the face of boxing. Black people were saying it. Yeah, black people were saying it. But they never called him the face of boxing. And basically, even when him and Ryan did whatever 1.2 million pay-per-view buys or whatever it was, and Canelo had declining numbers in his pay-per-views, they were still saying Canelo's the face of boxing because he has a country behind him. He's done more than both of those guys, and he can go anywhere. It doesn't matter who Canelo fight. Canelo is going to be the draw. We don't know that Tank can do that, right? He needs the right dance partner. See, all of these things that was being said. Well, there's no title or no perks for being the so-called face of boxing other than what you already have. So when people are saying someone's the face of boxing, well, they're saying that based on who they like. They don't really give a fuck about accomplishments. Because if accomplishments was the case, then nobody would ever say Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano's the face of women's boxing. They would automatically know that's Clarissa Shields. But again, Clarissa's black. We can't admit that. We don't even, and think about it. Nobody's called, only these black motherfuckers that fantasize about fucking Alycia Baumgardner says she's the face of women's boxing. All these glazers. Nobody's saying that shit. No, you don't hear anybody putting her over Serrano and Taylor. So with this chick that's coming up, the other thing about that is because they're not in the same weight class. We know Alicia's not going to go down in weight. So this may be a situation of this woman may never come up to the same weight class as Alycia Baumgardner. And because they'll never fight, it'll be real easy to say, oh, she's way better than Baumgardner. Oh, she already surpassed Baumgardner with the amount of titles she's won. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's always going to be, we have to find somebody non-black in order to put in the position to be considered the best. And then who the fuck is anybody to tell you who's the best and you just believe it just because they say so? I'm watching this fight. I got this fight playing right now. I got it down, copyright nonsense, right? It's Mike Weaver versus Razor Ruddock, right? And when we knew that Mike Tyson was going to fight Razor Ruddock, now, this is the way I pictured Razor Ruddock fighting Mike Tyson, the way he fought Weaver, on his toes, using his jab, keeping it long, throwing his 1-2s, feinting, doing all the things he was doing. And instead, when he fought Mike Tyson, basically Razor Ruddock just stood there in front of Mike Tyson and was a punching bag and kept depending on that damn left uppercut, that lead uppercut that he called the smash, and basically he fought the wrong strategy 2 fights in a row. One of my cousins, brother, he was saying Razor Ruddock was going to win. And I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. And the thing was, at this point, this version of Razor Ruddock right here, I hadn't seen that version of him for a minute. So I'm sitting there like, maybe he got power. He can move. But can he still move? Will he? By the time he fought Tyson, can he? Will he be that same guy? This Razor Ruddock right here was physically lighter, and he was showing hand speed. I don't know what happened with Razor going forward, but he became a flat-footed guy. He was a target, and I think it's because the knockouts he was getting that in his mind, he wanted to be this knockout artist instead of creating the knockout, looking to create holes. Instead, he basically just let me sit down on my punches and stand flat-footed. But he's not defensive enough for that. So his best defense is his offense. Now, I broke that down to my cousin. My cousin was like, he's still, in his mind, Mike going to win. Razor going to win, right? All right. Y'all saw what happened. You saw the results. Now, when this happens, at the same time, Tommy Morrison, he's out there. And when Tommy Morrison fought against Razor Ruddock, at this point, Razor Ruddock was just, his punch resistance was nothing. He got rocked by some shots. Weaver could punch. He got rocked a couple of times in that fight with Weaver. But this is what happens with wear and tear on your body. And basically, when he was like, you could just, he was no good. By the time he fought Lennox Lewis, but at that point, he was no good. And I think those two fights with Mike Tyson damaged him more physically to the body and to the head. As he was just at that point, he couldn't beat anybody after that. Nobody worth a damn. He couldn't beat anybody anymore. So when he fought Tommy Morrison, I didn't think he was going to win. When he fought Lewis, I didn't think he was going to. There's nobody, no top level fighters that I ever think Ruddock could beat again. And if you watch any of those fights, he was flat footed. But watch him against Mike Weaver, and you can see how he was moving. It was a whole different Razor Ruddock. Now, I'm saying that to say this. When you get older, things change about you, right? The things that made you, put you on a certain level. It could be your reflexes. It could be your timing. It could be, your footwork. Something that people don't realize is a major thing until you lose fights to the point where they're not even competitive. And this is against top name guys. So he got wins over like Dokes and Weaver, and like he got some good wins, but Razor Ruddock basically faded. He got to the point where the Razor Ruddock we seen against Mike Weaver was gone, long gone. All right. When I look at Alycia Baumgardner and I see the way she fight, she's 32 years old now. Regardless to, her being an undisputed champion in one weight class or whatever, we get that, cool. But what I'm saying is with her not having the right opponents, the right names to really make any noise, we could see the same thing happen to Alycia Baumgardner. Where by the time she starts, because just think about something. You see fighters, especially in this era, they've been fighting all this time. And regardless to what they've accomplished, people still are not putting them with the top level guys. Look at the Charlos. And Jamal is still undefeated. But every time people talk about boxing and the top level guys, when do they bring up the Charlos? You see what I'm saying? So Alycia Baumgardner can easily fall into that category of a fighter that had potential but just didn't have the right opponents. And this is why I said a long time ago, she should have been demanding a fight against Amanda Serrano. She should have been demanding a fight against Katie Taylor. She should have been demanding trying to get Lauren Price. But no. And these idiots, y'all want her to fight everybody. Y'all want him to fight. Yeah, dumbass, because that's what I would want. You think I'm putting my body through all of this training camps, all these grueling training and sparring sessions and all that just to go fight meatballs? No, I want the best fighters. Because you want to know what my plan would be? I don't give a fuck about when I'm retired, you comparing me to Ali or Floyd Mayweather or Jack Johnson. I don't care about none of that. My only focus is I came, I saw, I conquered. I left. Your opinion means nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It has no effect on me. If I think you was the greatest Aries. Hey, appreciate you. But that's that. I did what I did, and I don't care about the comparisons. That's not ever in my mind. I'm going to make everybody know there's nobody better than me, and there never will be. Yeah, whatever. Who cares about that? I can care less about any of that. When I'm dead and gone, I'm dead and gone. You think I'm caring about what y'all think of my legacy? Here's what I say. If you care so much about my legacy, feed my family. Make sure my grandkids, my great-great-grand, make sure that my family, or every time you post my videos talking about how great I was and what I did for the sport, make sure that my family is getting money from you making money off of me. That's what I would care about. I care less about you saying, he was good, but I don't think he was better than Ali, or I could care less. I'm not in the same era with Ali. You understand what I'm saying? I only focus on what's in front of me. I don't care about what you think after that. And that's plain and simple. In fact, I don't care what you think while I'm fighting. Only thing I want is for people to understand. Focus on my actions. I'm in here fighting everybody. I'm not ducking anyone. The fight don't happen, it's not because of me. If it's because of me, I have no problem telling you it's because of me and why. And if anything, it's fights that I probably just wouldn't see as being worth a damn. But other than that, as far as me ducking someone, no. And what happens with a lot of these fighters is by the time they have that one signature fight, they're 34, 35 years old already. And now, what a great fight, blah, blah, blah. Then they start talking. Now we have to start talking about pound for pound greats. Yeah, see, they want to dictate everything. And then all of a sudden, your very next fight, you get destroyed. And now everybody starts saying, remember when we were saying Wilder took too long to finally start stepping up and fighting real competition? But remember when we were saying that all the Wilder nutlickers were sitting up there angry, arguing about this dude? But then when he got beat by Parker, they made excuses. Oh, he old, he ain't the same. Oh, no, you know what? He should have been fighting these guys early. Oh, he should have fought Parker, Zhang, and all them early. Now you finally want to admit it, right? It's like, we know what you're saying is true. But see, you're not a fan. It just sounds better when it comes from a fan because we're going to sugarcoat what you're saying. We're going to say it, but we're going to sugarcoat it. Nah, we told you that. He waited too long. He didn't have the heart to go out and fight the top level dudes. This is why when he say things like, I've been showing everybody time and time what I could do. I don't know why people still doubting me. You know why we was doubting you, Wilder? Because you never did it to top level opponents. And as soon as you stepped up, you lost. Every time. So your speed is the Arthur Spilkers of the world. The Haitian guy, I forgot his name, whatever, the Luis Ortiz, that's the type of guys you can beat. The Gerald Washington. You're better than those guys. You're not better than Joseph Parker. You're not better than Zhang. You're not better than Tyson Fury. And it never happened. But AJ, the real AJ would have destroyed you. You're not better than them. You might have beat Dillian White. Maybe not. Maybe because Dylan was known to be careless. It wouldn't have been an uppercut, though, because you don't throw him. You might have been able to catch Dylan and knock him out. You waited forever to finally fight a washed-up Derek Chisora. You know what I'm saying? So when we were saying these things, people don't like the truth, man. Plain and simple. I don't know, and I really don't care about how they rank people. You can't change my opinion because you come with some bullshit ranking system. But I think Alycia Baumgardner is a good fighter, but she's not fighting anybody. And you don't truly know what you're made of until you get in there with somebody that can bring that shit out of you. Whether it's you become more cerebral or you become more physical or both. But either way, you don't know. It's like when people talk about Bruce Lee, and I'm like, what's Bruce Lee's fighting record? What you mean, what's his fucking fighting record? What do you mean? The fuck you mean? What do I mean? Do you know what Mike Tyson's fighting record is? Do you know what Sugar Ray Leonard's fighting record? Okay, so what is Bruce Lee's fighting record? So I'm going to take a fucking actor that does martial arts, that had some fights in dojo fights with some other martial artists, and I'm supposed to believe that this motherfucker can do the shit that everybody else can do, that train and live this shit for a living. And he can just do it even though he don't do it. But Bruce was so fast you couldn't hit him. Okay. Go show me any one fight that you're talking about. I ain't talking about no bullshit demonstration, some little speed fucking contest. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a fucking fight. Show me. Well, I can't. Well, people say, I don't give a fuck what people say. People fucking tell me that Bigfoot lives out here. I never seen this motherfucker, and I've been out here for over 2 decades. People tell me they see spirits. People tell me they see, okay, whatever. Yeah, somehow I guess they know not to fuck with me because I don't see any of that bullshit. So I don't care about what people say. But case in point, we're looking at what's in front of us. You guys that use your imagination can't ever see the truth in anything. You just can't see it. So give it some more time. A little bit more time. If she keeps winning, okay, if Angelina keeps winning, and Baumgardner keeps winning, and they can both be fighting the lowest ranked fighters there is. But if people are holding titles in divisions and you're just winning championships, okay. Remember, Clarissa Shields, 18, 19-time champion or something like that. It was Baumgardner who said, okay, so you got 18 titles, and so what? The fuck you mean, and so what? Isn't that what you want to do in this sport? Is accomplish and have these achievements and make as much money as you can. Isn't that? So what you mean? So what? That's signs of a jealous fighter, a jealous human being. What you mean? So what? Then to say, but who are you fighting? That's the question you should ask yourself. And I guarantee you, when they start making these comparisons more well known and more people start making more videos about it, let Alycia Baumgardner say something like, please, who did she fight that we know? Or what did she accomplish? Watch how all these so-called Alycia Baumgardner fans start turning on her, start calling her arrogant, and her head is big, she ain't beat nobody, and she already lost to Michaela Mayer, she won't rematch Michaela Mayer. They're already saying this shit. But just watch. Just watch. It's all it takes. What's the other chick that fought at I think she fought at 135, 140. I forgot her damn name. White chick. And they tried to make her to be this next big thing. And then she went and got stomped. Remember the Asian chick she fought? And then she took the fight on 1 week's notice. In fact, the week before, that Asian chick fought somebody else and won. And then I forget this chick's name. But when she took the fight, I can't remember her name. But bottom line, they was trying to build her up. Same thing. Every time you seen her pictures in her bikini and all that, and sex symbol shit, they're doing the same thing with Angelina. They're doing the same thing with her. You see all of those sexy pictures and all. Now, Baumgardner does the same thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So here's the deal. We need you to try to match her with sex appeal as well as in the ring. Because guess what? Like I said, when it comes down to it, racist white America do not want to say a black woman is superior at anything. And that's the word they love to use, superior. They love that word. And I'm already hearing these people just make these comparisons out of nowhere. And like I said, they're not making these comparisons between Angelina and Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor or Sky Nicholson or anybody else with white skin. It's just Alycia. And they're saying Alycia can't be the face of women's boxing because she hasn't done enough. But somehow, this female, Angelina, somehow she has. They're already making comparisons, saying like she's like the great unknown. People not talking about her, but she's better than most of these fighters. Pretty much any of you look at it. Look at what she's done. Look at her accomplishments, right? Look at where she is. And so I don't see how people can keep saying that, you know, it's Alycia Baumgardner. Well, nobody's saying that other than black people and other than Alycia Baumgardner. And they're breaking down how they think she already lost to Michaela Mayer, which I don't think she lost that fight, but they're already talking about that. See, what happens when you don't acknowledge who and what you are, and when you isolate yourself, like you don't realize that these racist ass people don't have your back. You think that somehow, I guess because, you know, Jake Paul being white and all, he don't own MVP. He's just the poster boy for MVP. I guess y'all think y'all in good hands because y'all got a white handler. But I guarantee you, if Alycia Baumgardner lose one fucking fight, just one fight, you are going to hear far more people talk about her than you hear now. Far more non-black people. And it's all going to be ha ha he he, and this woman talk like she's this and that. Oh, she said she wanted to fight Clarissa and she this and that. I guarantee you're going to hear far more. In the same way she was laughing at Clarissa for getting dropped by that white guy or whatever he was in sparring or whatever. Yeah. What goes around comes around. And this is exactly what it would be. So right now, they're taking this woman, and again, she's not a white American woman. She's from Kazakhstan, right? She's from Taraz. But she got white skin. And this is what racist people look forward to. We gotta find somebody to replace the black person. Right now, who they calling the face of boxing in heavyweight in men's boxing? Who? Think about it. Usyk was never called the face of boxing. But you know why they feel secure in that? Because they got enough pale-skinned people that they can use to say, well, maybe it's this person, but they just can't be black. They just can't be black. And then when you got people like Keyshawn and Shakur pulling this type of nonsense that they're pulling, right? Doesn't justify what they're saying, but it takes them off the picture. You understand? It takes them out the picture. But they'll find someone just as cowardly with pale skin and say, yep, that person is the one. Alycia, I see what they're trying to do with her, like I said. But that plan is not working. Because just like I said, if you take Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano off each other's resume, neither one of them did no. I mean, they won titles. That's what it would be. We just won titles against who? Who are these women? Who are these people? Who are these people? I mean, so when you look at it, and again, there's no stacked women's division, not one. So when you look at that, it's because they fought each other. Alycia doesn't have any rivals. She basically avenged one loss that she had against that Spanish chick, and that's when she popped dirty. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, she did all of that. She did all of that talking and complaining and pointing the finger, and she's still going back and forth with Shields right now. I thought that was all over with, right? So still doing the same thing. What is it doing for her career? And then after all of this talking about Clarissa, you still haven't made an announcement about fighting a top level fighter. So now what you gonna do? Have your fifth straight bum fight? Like, I'm just being straight up what I'm saying. And in the meantime, like I said, her and this white chick could be on the same level of competition, doing the same thing, had the same accomplishments, but they're going to give the edge to the non-black person. And if you really care so much about your position in this sport, you should know that trying to build a name off of talking about Clarissa is not going to be the way to do it. And in fact, if anything, it's going to hurt you. And it's going to hurt you for the simple fact that your words are not playing out in the ring. And if you're not going to fight a top level fighter, what are you going to say? I mean, you should be frustrated if you can't get the Amanda Serrano fight. You should be frustrated if you can't get the Katie Taylor fight. In fact, you could have got the rematch with Michaela Mayer, but you didn't want it. And in fact, you can still make that fight, but you're not willing to go up. So the more you talk, the more you make claims about things, but you're not making an effort to go up. What I'm telling you is everything that you've been doing, there's people talking about it already. In time, this woman from Taraz, Kakistan starts to make more noise. Watch how the comparisons start being thrown out, and it's going to completely piss off Alycia Baumgardner. Why? Because she's going to look at it like, what has this woman done? Just like I'm saying, and they're going to look at you and say, what the fuck have you done, Alycia? This shit is easy. Like, when you're an honest person, when you're an openly honest person, it's easy to just see things for what it is. I think the reason why most of y'all things are so cloudy to you guys is because you really don't understand what it is to just be honest, unbiased. So you can't make any decisions without a bias. You can't make any decisions and just be honest about what you're seeing and why you're saying it. So, and this is why we got, fans that hear people like Keyshawn Davis admit that he's a liar, but still support him. This is why, you got people, and let me give you an example of something. Like, for example, remember when Bob Arum, he made it clear, right, that Tank Davis ducked Lomachenko. They both ducked each other. They took turns ducking each other. Factually, because both of them, remember, I posted receipts and everything. And remember when they was asking Lomachenko about fighting against Tank, and he goes, fight Tank Davis? For what? Why? For money? And then he said if Tank Davis gets a title, then they'll fight. Then the fight never happened. Then when it was, okay, let's fight. All right, cool. You know what? Let's negotiate. They start negotiating. And all of a sudden, Lomachenko decides, you know what? I know we've been negotiating, but I changed my mind. Wait, what do you mean you changed your mind? And you know what Bob Arum said? Lomachenko did not turn down the fight with Tank because he was scared. He just chose to pursue happiness and peace and quality time with his family. The fuck you know he wasn't scared. He didn't duck Tank, but Tank ducked him. They both ducked each other. So you see what I'm saying? It's never a double standard. And I don't know what it would take to wake up an Alycia Baumgardner and so many other people, just in general, fans, fighters alike, in all different aspects of life. But you are never seen as an equal. I used to always hear my father and that older generation say, you can't be equal to the white man. You got to be better, because when you're equal, you're never going to get the nod. You have to show like complete superiority. And it's unfair, but this is why the black parents are so hard on their kids. Because I would see white people, they be cursing at their parents. That joke Eddie Murphy told, remember that? Come on, fucking that shit, man, right? Yeah, he wasn't lying. I used to see white kids do that. Not same thing. I'm looking like, the fuck? I knew not to talk to my father like that. Oh, they would talk back to their parents, slam the doors in their face, have temper tantrums and all that. Yeah, we used to see that shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So when we would hear these things, it's like, yeah, they wasn't lying. We didn't always like or agree with their tactics, but they wasn't lying about equal opportunity. You never seen us equal. What did that racist piece of shit that died, what did he say? What did Charlie Kirk say? What did Charlie Kirk say? If I get on an airplane, I see a black pilot, first thing I'm thinking is, oh boy, I hope she's qualified. And notice, why didn't he just say, I hope that person, but she? He specified she. Now all of a sudden, so if it's a white person, you just, oh, she's qualified. Simply because of what? Not because of her credentials. You don't know her credentials, just because she's white, right? He basically made that clear. He basically made it clear. And then he turned around and talked about how public execution should be public. People should be able to view it and see it. He got what he wanted. He just didn't get to see it, but he got it. He's the poster boy for his own wishes. What more can you ask for, right? But notice, I just read something the other day. 600,000 black women unemployed in America. 600 fucking thousand. I can remember when it was at 300,000. I said, what the damn? Right. And we keep hearing all of this beef and goofy nonsense going on. Alycia Baumgardner, Clarissa Shields, Franchine and all of them. They could have all been, I mean, when you're in the same division, somebody got to beat somebody. But I'm saying none of those names that I just named is on a black woman or black man's Mount Rushmore. It might be one of them black faces and everybody else is just saying, and I don't want people to think, yeah, because y'all cowards. But Alycia better wake up. She better wake up. And believe me, when somebody find a person more marketable than you, oh, they'll replace you. Now, she's 3 years younger. Yeah, she's 3 years younger. She has a whole country behind her. Alycia doesn't. Y'all got to learn how to read the room. Keep your ears and your eyes open. We'll see what happens going down the line. That's all I got for you guys now. Catch you on the next video.